Hi guys, Chris here with Super Savvy Travelers, and I'm talking to you from my new house, and I'm also looking out at my gorgeous view right across over the roof of the Bella Vista restaurant, which is stunning. And I'm going to take a nice shot and put it over the top of this so you can look at it while I'm talking to you, because the inside of my house is not pretty yet. I love it, it's functional, but it's not pretty. Anyway, I promised you a while back that I would tell you all the ins and outs of this crazy cycle that we had with this house. First of all, we sold our house. We sold it real fast, and George came over and bought it, and boom, 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 and it was all smooth as silk. And I thought, okay, great, moving on, because the money, we never had the money come back from the notario's office. We just left it there because we go, well, we're gonna, do another cycle, and we're gonna use that money, so we'll just leave it with the notario. Well, it sat with the notario for a good 2.5 months, I think. The poor guy's like, when are you gonna do this cycle? We're like, oh, it's just not coming together. So basically, first of all, there was a little bit of difficulty getting agreement with the family members. The house was divided into 3 bits, not really bits, but one person had the garden in a lower level, another person had another level. It's just one of those things. Anyway, we got everybody in agreement, and I have to hand it to Antonello. He was just brilliant at getting everybody to agree, working out problems and everything else. And then we were going to get ready because we had to be out of George's house. He very nicely let me stay for about a month, but after that he was coming over and I had to vacate the premises and I had nowhere to go. So we were going to go over and do the act, and we show up, we're all dressed up and ready to go, and Antonello says we need to speak. And we need to speak in the back room of the bar, which is when you speak in the back room of the bar, it's not always a good thing. It usually means there's something important he wants to say to you. Anyway, that's when the whole subject of the lien came up. So one of the people that owned part of this house had a lien on his section. So everything came to a screeching halt, and we had to handle the lien. We had no idea how much it was. We had no idea what was going on with that. Turns out the lien had been paid, which was great. I don't even know how much it was, but the lien had been paid. However, it had never been formally terminated with the bank. So that went up and down and round on Mr. Toad's wild ride again for a while. That took about, I think, maybe a month and a half to get the documents that said, yes, this has been paid. We had an attorney on it, the whole thing. We got that, and then we're ready to go, and we're all dressed up and ready to go to the notario once again. And there's another piccolo problema. Let's go to the back room of the bar. And what happened was the lien had been terminated in Emilia-Romagna, where this guy lives, but it had never been terminated in Calabria. So we had to terminate it in Calabria. So we got our attorney on it, and she went off rolling and doing all this kind of stuff. And then we were ready to sign. Pete got the dreaded virus, and then Antonello and his family got the virus. I was the only one miraculously that just dodged that particular bullet. In any case, then we were ready to go, and then Pete's dad unfortunately passed, and he jumped on a plane and off he went. And so finally everything was ready, and I just said, Antonello, look, I'll just sign. I'll sign. It's communal property anyway in California. It's going to be Pete's too anyway. I need to get this terminated because, we were in the house. They let us in the house, and a month had gone by before we had done the act. So I'm sitting there putting in air conditioners and like mowing down the garden and putting new electrical and plumbing and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I really need to sign this act. So we went on Saturday and we signed the act, and it was really pretty wild. Hotter than heck that day in the notario's office, just all of us in there. And we signed it, and then we all had a celebratory gelato afterwards, and I could not be happier because we love this place. It's going to be fantastic. And I'm kind of happy that this cycle happened to us because we are pretty confident in our ability to handle stuff. But that said, we were, out of George's house and into a B&B, and we had to be out of that house by the 20th. And so we were just begging to try to get here and get some electricity in and air conditioners and whatnot because it's August and it's Calabria. So that all came together sort of miraculously, and we couldn't be happier. So what I'd like to say on these cycles and things like that, and buying a house here in Italy, it's so different. I mean, yes, there are liens and stuff in the US, and yes, you do run across them. Not super unusual here. I've already seen 2 houses that have liens on them that nobody knew about. So that's something that the Notayo checks out, and it's always good to check that out. Now, another thing I wanted to say is, like, I'm getting things sort of handled on this house. Nobody's been in this house for about 30 years, and 20 to 30 years, basically. And, we had trouble with the drain. Suddenly, we took a shower and then stuff was leaking out the bottom of the house down there onto the driveway. We're like, So Salvatore came out and he started to replace the pipe. So he replaced this part of the pipe, and then this part started leaking. Then he replaced that, and this part started leaking. Finally, he said, screw it. He took out the whole entire pipe. He put in a nuclear super pipe. It was a super pipe, and it has a little trap door so rats and mice can't get up into it and chew the stuff and get into the house and everything else. I was like, that is a really high-end pipe. Could not be happier. And then I had Bruno come out, and he fixed the drain in the sink, which was a little rainforest under there. It started to smell like a rainforest too, not very nice. And then I was like, yay, and I'm using it. And today I noticed there's another leak, and I think it's kind of similar to the other pipe issue. So my point is, don't move into an old house expecting, everything to be done on the first try. Because I've seen this many times with Judy. There was certainly many times that, the guys came out to fix this, and then the guys came out to fix that. It's the same way with my house. It's probably going to be the same way with any older house that you buy here, because a lot of them have been empty for some time. So anyway, it's a few things to think about when you're buying a house here. There's a lot that goes into it. Another little warning is there are some contractors and agents and other people in the area here that have smell blood in the water, and they're not to be dealt with. So check with us before hiring a contractor. There's a couple of guys that got ripped off. I hate to say it, but that did happen. There's not very many, but whenever there's activity and money in an area, it seems to draw the bottom feeders sometimes, and it takes a little while to get rid of them. So we're working on that. Meanwhile, things are going here. There's a lot of renovations happening. I think since the house renovators are all kind of busy right now, we're going to start our garden, and Antonella has a pool guy for me. So summer in Calabria is going to be actually pretty nice when you have a pool, because it gets pretty hot here. So I hope that helps you guys. As you go through your renovations and stuff, we're here. You can always send us questions and things like that. And it's a process. It's a process, and you gotta love the process, and you have to embrace it and just roll with the punches. Then later you can laugh at it over a gelato with your good friends. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon, and I'm gonna keep you updated on what's happening here in Calabria in August.